Hi friends, it's Julia. Thanks for stopping by my channel today. Today I'm sharing a layout that I created using my December 2019 Christmas stash kit. All of the product is from my stash with the exception of a few new items from Felicity Jane. And so I'm just putting this layout together following a sketch from Christy's Beautiful Life. She did her 30 days of sketches in November 2019, and so I'm just following along with those sketches. And so here I'm using the Felicity Jane papers that I had and a piece of cardstock that I had added into my kit. I don't only have the Felicity Jane paper in my kit. I have from several manufacturers, but where I started with my kit was from the Felicity Jane, and I pulled in other embellishments and papers and such to match that kit specifically. My photo is of my husband's lawn ornament. He bought a deer for the front yard, and it looks like wood, all kind of twisted, and maybe it was vine at one time, I don't know, but it's all twisted and wound onto each other, and then it's all glittered and it lights up at night. So it's very pretty. In the daytime it really sparkles when the sun hits it, and at nighttime it's lit up. And so yeah, it's very pretty. I've never let him really do up the front yard as far as lawn ornaments go. I think he would be that kind of guy that would have everything under the moon and stars, all the blow up ornaments and everything else. Because when he starts decorating for Christmas inside the house, you know, I do my thing, he does his. I have a very minimalist thought process when it comes to Christmas. I like a little bit in every room. That's a little bit. My husband, on the other hand, likes a lot of it in just one room alone. So usually every surface of our living room, every table, the mantle, the bookshelves, the entryway, the furniture that sits there, everything is covered with his Christmas collections. He collects nutcrackers, Santa Claus, snowmen, cute ornaments, you name it. He collects it, and it's usually all in the living room. And so I have to beg and plead with them not to put it all up at once. I think I did a pretty good job this year since we have new puppies. He has been a little bit more limited on what he's put out, only because they tend to get into things and eat them. I think he's had a few nutcrackers that have lost their lives to the puppy teeth. Anyway, they're getting better about not getting into his stuff. As far as all the tabletop decorations go within the house, Lord only knows what they would do if we let him out in the yard, in the front yard, with all the lights and everything. But I don't think that's going to happen. Not on their own anyway. They're not the type of puppies that will hang out if you let them out the front door. They want to go and see and explore. So back to the layout, you see here that once again, the trusty glue gun runs out whenever I'm filming a video. And I leave these in here because I know a lot of people complain that they have a hard time reloading their glue guns. And so I always leave it in just as a helpful bit for someone who may have some trouble with it. Not that I know how to do it any better than anybody else, but I'm pretty proficient at it since I do it a lot. I tend to use a lot of adhesive on my layouts, and so when I am creating, I tend to go through a lot of glue, and I reload it quite a bit. Just in doing this layout alone, you know, I think most people would get away with a lot less glue than what I put on there. I just can't help myself. I want it secure down, and that adhesive, the generic stuff from the Tape Jungle, works really, really well. And ATG, after about 24 hours, that stuff is locked down. And it doesn't, I've gone through albums where I've got layouts from probably 10 or 12 years ago that I did with the ATG, from Tape Depot, and it's still holding up. I don't have any issues or problems with it. But mind you, I know that if they are left out, if the layouts are left out in the open or in the sun or in a very hot room or heated environment, I know that that glue does separate to some degree and it dries on itself, so then it won't stick. So, you know, just one of those little incidentals that I have learned over the years with talking to other people about it. And having some family members who have taken the albums that I've given and put them in storage or whatever and had them slowly but surely fall apart. And I think that's why. The heat, the air, yeah, and the dust. When it gets to the albums, yeah, they don't hold together. But I don't think any sort of glue really would under those conditions. So I'm going through, you can see I have the little containers over to my right. I have a lot of my paper pack and supplies over to my left, as well as some of the bigger embellishments and alphabets and things. And then over to my right, I have the bulk of my, what do you call them, die cuts there, and textured embellishments. Anything that's lumpy or bumpy, or whether it's a die cut, it's all pretty much over to the right. And then over to the left, I have my paper, my alphabets, my sticker sheets, my chipboard sheets, my alpha tiles, my journal cards. Yeah, all of that stuff's over to the left. And so here, this is what I do. I have learned, you know, I've seen, oh, what's her name? Janet over at RTS put all of her embellishments on a sheet of paper or in a notebook. And that's all fine and great, but I am a flipper. I really like to go through my embellishments, put hands on them, try them out here, there, and yonder. And if they have adhesive on them already, I find it a little bit more difficult to mess around with them. And so I tend to not like them on those big sheets when I've tried to put them there. And you can see I have pulled out a couple of those round chipboard pieces that came from Felicity Jane, and I have put 3 on the page, and then I'm going to spread some things out. I put some die cuts over to the left, and I put that die cut onto the photo mostly to cover up my yellow garden hose. At the first of the month, when my husband put his deer out, it was still fairly warm outside, and we hadn't had any real freezing temperatures. We've had an episode of freezing here or there, but not significant. And so he usually, when he puts the Christmas decorations out and the Christmas lights out, that's when he takes the water hose down. And it's bright yellow in the photo, so I wanted to cover it up to some degree, so that's what I did there. That little bit there is an image that I believe that may be one that already came out of the die cut pieces, is maybe not one that I colored. I have quite a few things that I have added into my stash that I have colored, and so you will see those go up on different layouts. But right now, all of that you're seeing are stickers or die cuts from the die cut packs. And I have multiple die cut packs from Echo Park and Cartabella and Felicity Jane. I have tons of die cuts that I have added into this kit, which I love because I've planned to use this for the entire month to create 31 layouts at minimum with this kit. And so it's okay if I have a ton in there because I want to use a ton of it up and get it onto the pages so that I can get them into my album. Now, this is the first layout that I've done with Christy Sketches, and so if you haven't been over to her website, I think she has, or to her blog or YouTube channel, she has a playlist with 30 days of sketches, but it goes back for the last, I think, 4 years. So what I've done is I've gone back to just her video playlist and gone to the 1st of December, and I'm sort of, just making my way through there like that, as opposed to going to the playlist necessarily. she has really inspired me with the sketches, the 30 days of sketches. And it's something that I might try and do more of a live version. I was going to try and do it every day in December and just keep up with it that way, but that was not possible with the amount of work that I had to do. And so work being, you know, labor to go earn my living. So when my boss goes out of town, I'm the only one covering. And sometimes when we only have, you know, 10 or 12 patients, which has been the case for probably the last several weeks in November, when December hit, we filled up, and we've probably got, when I left, today is a Sunday, and when I left on Friday, I believe we had 22 patients, with expecting more admissions over the weekend. So yeah, no telling how many I'll have on Monday, and if I'll be able to get any scrapbooking done over the week. It may be something that I have to reserve for the weekend. But we'll see as time goes by. I really appreciate you guys stopping by and watching my video. If you want to see more stash videos, please hit that subscribe button. And if you like what you see, please hit the thumbs up. I would love to know how you guys feel about these layouts. I love creating, and so I hope you stick around to see more that I've created with this Christmas stash. Anyway, have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.